I don't usually ask my doctors, you know, I take supplements the way I want to take them. But God has me taking all my meds as prescribed and following the instructions on the serious ones, like a serotonin. It's it's a plant-based serotonin precursor. This 5-HTP. And when I read about it on the internet, it sounds good. It's good for mood, sleep, and appetite. It increases serotonin levels in the brain, which are the feel-good um, chemicals. Now, if I were on um, the SSRIs, the serotonin, the selective serotonin reuptake inhibitors, and the only three I know of are Paxil, Prozac, Paxil, and Zoloft. Those are the only SSRIs that I know about. And I was on Zoloft at first in the early 90s. And it gave me insomnia, so the doctor put me on Paxil, and I still had insomnia, so he put me on Klonopin. And that, as it turns out, is addictive. I don't know if it's considered a controlled substance exactly, but it's somewhere in between a regular, I don't know, a regular tranquilizer, I don't know. I did have a hard time getting off of it because the doctor in Imperial, Pennsylvania wouldn't give me a final prescription to wean myself off. So that's when I found out about valerian root and stuff. Valerian root, I've gotten a lot of benefit from it. God has me not taking it right now. He says my nervous system is like healed. What I understand about valerian root is that it has a calming effect and also is nourishing for the nervous system, which is good. Alea has a relative who has fibromyalgia, so I gave her some valerian root to try. It has a bad smell, but it's in capsules. I used to get valerian burps. They were kind of unpleasant, but it was to help me. I got off all my psychiatric meds when we lived in Bakersfield. So that was in 97. So I've been on from 92 or 93 to 97. I was just about the 5-year mark for the Paxil and the Klonopin, and then I read that the 5-year mark is, after that it gets a little unsafe because you could develop tardive dyskinesia, which is a nervous system problem, like tics and stuff. So it just happened that I got off of them just within the safe zone. And that was also true for omeprazole, which is Prilosec. It's a heartburn med. Boy, did I ever have heartburn. Really badly in the early 2004 to 2009. And I was able to get off it finally. I got back on Zantac because I just had the sense that Zantac was safe, and I had read after I'd gotten off the Prilosec that after about 5 years there's a risk for kidney damage. And kidney damage is showing up left and right, and doctors were taken by surprise by it. And I got on Zantac, and that's what the doctor had given me when we lived in Stanton, Virginia for an ulcer. And I guess it doesn't have the same mechanism as Prilosec. The generic is omeprazole, and it's pretty expensive. It's over the counter now. And then they banned Zantac. Took took it off the shelves and banned it. As far as I know, it's still banned, but I had the feeling it was quite a safe med. Mm. But I was able to get off that too when my life improved some. Because I had some years where I wasn't on the internet really at all. I was throwing up all the time and praying my heart out, and attacks were pretty serious. And my son was saying, "Mom, don't talk out loud when you say, please protect me from evil, God, affirm me, whatever it was I said at the time. Don't say that stuff out loud, it's embarrassing." And I was out on the porch praying quietly. And I came in, and later that evening he said, Jimmy heard you talking out loud to yourself. And so I'm trying to do this, dealing with this astral plane crap. And my son is on me about praying, because it works for me to pray out loud most of the time. And then I was laying in my bed, and I was having a really hard time, and I was praying quietly, but my door was ajar. This is when I lived at his house. And he came in and stood at the foot of my bed and said, "What are you doing?" And I'm like, wait a minute, I'm in my room, I'm being quiet. How can you just come in and stand at the foot of my bed? And I'm laying there like in torment. And I was like, Jesus. So, I don't know when I got off the Zantac or whatever. But I felt a lot better when I moved out. And then about twice a year or more, twice or three times a year, I would have some kind of crisis, created by the Satanists in my, not this vicinity, but in real life, that I didn't know were Satanists. And I would call Dr. Cron and say, "I'm having a crisis. Could you please write me a prescription for lorazepam? Just a few days to get me through this period." And, I don't know if it was the first time or the second time it happened. She took 2 or 3 days to respond. It's like, Jesus, lady, the crisis is past, and my nervous system is damaged now. I know my stress points, and, lorazepam helped. I just needed it for about 5 days. And that's not a bad thing to ask. So finally, she did it a second time. And I thought, fuck this, I'm going to find stuff on the internet. I'm going to find supplements that can help me through a crisis. And I found GABA, G-A-B-A, chamomile capsules. I got some chamomile capsules. L-tryptophan, which helps sleep. And tryptophan is what's in turkey. I guess just white meat turkey. And they attribute the L-tryptophan to why people always get sleepy after a Thanksgiving dinner. And then L-theanine, T-H-E-A-N-I-N-E. And there may have been something else, but that's what helped the most. Plus the valerian. So next time I had a crisis, I had all these supplements, and I never called her, because she wasn't going to get back to me in time to help me through the crisis, so. But I was okay. I was alright. So, I think vitamins and supplements are like the greatest thing on the earth. Now, there was a time I was taking like 4 valerian capsules, and it's just a dried root, like 3 times a day. God has me now at this stage in my recovery, taking everything as directed on the label. So I'm taking all my prescription meds as directed. And valerian, if I want it, I take 2 in a day instead of 12. And all this stuff. I was taking 2 vitamin E 400 IUs. God has me taking 1. I'd read that, years ago I'd read that vitamin C and selenium are good for smokers. And in the last 2 or 3 years I read that the body needs vitamin E to process the C well, to start taking vitamin E. So, I just figure supplements, herbs, and vitamins and minerals are better and safer than other stuff. My son believes, and I kind of believe it too, the best way to get your proper vitamins is to eat well. So I have changed my diet over the last 2 or 3 years. You know, I'm actually eating fruit. You know, it's mostly canned, but I've made a big leap. I can't really buy and eat fresh fruit. Like when the food pantry delivers it, I can eat a few apples, and that's about it. I love oranges, but I can't eat them. I had an internal thing against eating fruit. And I used to get good nutritious food for my son, and I wouldn't eat that, you know. And I wondered maybe I was programmed not to eat fruits and vegetables or something. You know, like not to do healthy things for myself. But I'm getting better, and I took a big leap into getting frozen fruit, because at Walmart it's $2 a bag for, I don't know, pound and a half bag of frozen, clean, sliced, or with the cap off, you know, strawberries, and I got frozen, I don't know, I bought 3 different frozen fruits, and I can put those in my smoothies, so I've taken a big leap in the fruit direction. So, uh-huh. And I've mentioned this before, I like chelated minerals, or chelated, Chelated, because the way I understood it when I learned about it was that it's kind of pre-digested, so your body absorbs it better. So if you take iron and it constipates you or something, chelated iron. I take chelated iron. I don't take it every day. I just had this thing. I don't want to take, minerals every day. I want to take enough to avoid, what do you call it when you don't have enough of that mineral in your body? I wanted to take enough to avoid that, but I didn't want to take them every day. And some of the doctors in the astral plane said that turns out that that's the best thing to do, because then your body kicks in and starts, I don't know, helping where, I don't know. So, okay, well, I'm going to upload this. This is my accidental supplement discussion, okay?